Hi friends, welcome to another bonus episode. I might call it a mini bonus episode, but I had to hop on to talk about Love Island and specifically the Casa Amor recoupling. I'm a little under the weather, but hopefully you can still hear me. But I am knee deep in Love Island USA, Love Island UK. I am just in it. It consumes my days because it's like every day except 2 days, but it's been fun. But there's just a lot of things that are being changed, so to speak. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I know I'm not averse to change, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we got a formula down. We got people to watch, and now we're trying to change a lot. I don't hate everything, but there's certain things that I don't care for, and I think I'm just gonna talk about it. So this year, it feels like Casa More came in quickly, but honestly, I think they have like 2 more weeks left before the season ends. So I think it's right on time. But this year, the girls are the ones that go to Casa More. I'm fine with that. That's okay. Um, but I think Ariana said that everybody was going to come back. So it was kind of like, what are we doing with this? And then it was like everyone was forced to recouple. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because in the past, we have seen that the girls, quote unquote, stay loyal and not a lot happens over there. So this way they are forced to kind of talk to someone or find someone that they have a connection with. But the problem and my frustration with this cast is even in Casa Amor, they found that person, or the loophole of what they're trying to do with this shakeup is they coupled up with a person and then they just stuck to that person. No one's getting to know anyone. So I don't know if it's just this cast. And if you're one of those people who's also watching Love Island UK, you can see such a stark contrast because Love Island UK, they don't care. They're going to explore. They could tell you today, I mean, I'm ahead of others, but there's this place where one goes on a date with someone, they come back and they're like, I like somebody else, and they'll explore and have other connections. So it's like a game of musical chairs, but even if they get back together, at least they're exploring. But in this cast, it seems like everyone seems to be playing a game and they remember that there's money on the line. And so it's just pick one person and then that's it. But that's not usually how it works. So I don't know. That's my gripe with that. Like, get to know people. Like, I get it. Like, if it's in the house, like you've been together, you've talked, okay, maybe you actually have a connection. But with Casa Amor, you don't have any loyalty to one person. Just talk to everybody and see, you know, how it goes. They did the games. The games were, wow, very interesting. They didn't do anything so terrible, but it felt like I was watching an orgy. Like at the point where they said everyone kiss um the person that you're coupled with, and everyone was just being outrageous. It was kind of crazy. But you know what? My girl Sierra, that girl, I love her so much. Like, that confidence in her. She's just such somebody who knows herself, and everything she does is like, on point. I like her. Now, let me go to my unpopular opinion. Guys, I'm not on the Nicolandria train. I don't see what everybody is seeing. I don't know what I'm missing, but and I know these days you're not supposed to go against the grain. Everyone seems to have the same opinion, but I'm not on that train. I don't know what it is that they like. Is he attracted to her? Absolutely. But Nick is attracted to everybody. Nick is a horn dog. Like, there's not a lot of people that won't turn his head. But I don't think it's like this thing. I don't even know if he likes Sierra. I'm not completely sold on the fact that he likes Sierra because he keeps treating it like it's a like he's being flighty. Every little shiny thing that comes in, he's interested. Jaden comes in and he is so focused on Jaden and so sure that she's going to pick him that he doesn't get picked and eventually gets kicked out. So I don't know. On the flip side, Alondria is so stuck on Taylor, is so sure they have like a strong connection. I don't know what I'm missing. I don't know what I'm seeing. That man don't care about her. That man don't like her. Every little thing that he's done that's even right, Ace has told him to do. He sounds like he's in pain or being dragged to do something. And, with Clark, it was effortless. Like, he just did what he needed to do without being told what to do. So I don't know. I didn't like Nick with Olandria, but I need to reverse a little bit. So when they pick people and Zach ended up picking Amaya and didn't pick Olandria. So Olandria gets kicked out and everyone is sobbing and is so sad. And on the flip side, Nick didn't get picked. I think everyone was so focused on the girls that we forgot that on the guy side, we might get a surprise. I think Ace also was quite surprised that Jaden didn't pick Nick because in his mind, why would anybody pick Austin over Nick? I can't believe that man is still in the house and he still has to put some bass in his voice, so we're still dealing with that. But anyway, so Nick leaves, and we see the most emotion that Taylor has shown in ever. He has not shown that much emotion for Alondria, and he's crying. He is sad. Same thing with Ace. Everyone's just devastated, and then they leave. I knew there was no way like they were gonna leave, but I wasn't sure what the twist was gonna be. And at the end of it, we get the ending where it's like she comes in a car and is like, Nick, get in there. And then it turns out that they get a choice. Either they go home single or they come back as a couple. Duh. They come back as a couple and then they go back to the house. I'll come back to them. Let me um go back to Casa Amor. And at this point, I think Shelly is with Chris. I wanted Shelly with Chris so bad. Like, I just wanted him, like, he is such a specimen. This is who we've been asking her to be with, but this loyalty thing, this is the detriment. This is our detriment, ladies. Like, we are so loyal, regardless of what it is. And sometimes we just go tunnel vision and don't give a chance. I'm not saying Chris is the best. I don't know anything about him. I just know that he's fine. And then he's older and Ace is 22. So unless I don't believe personally the allegations that Shelly and Ace were dating on the outside, I don't think it's true. So unless that's true, but I don't know. I don't know why she wouldn't give him a chance. But also on the flip side, even though we've seen relationships come out of this, because in the UK season we have Kai and was it Sanam, and they're engaged now, and that was from Casa Amor. Sometimes it's unfair to compare how many weeks that they've been together with 3 days, but what is it that people say when you know? So, but the minute I saw Chris, I just knew that Huda wanted him. So the minute they had that kiss at the challenge, and legs up in the air, Chris was on there just going, "Whoa, that was crazy! That was I was like, yep, that's her type. That's her type, and something's gonna happen." Um, I'm still mad that Jeremiah is gone. I don't even like the guy. It's just the way that it was. I'm still shocked. Every time I see Iris, I'm surprised that she's still here. And I can't believe that Hannah left. Oh, and so Hannah did an interview with Chicks in the Office, I believe. And she did mention that she felt so comfortable with Pepe, and she told Huda that she wanted to be honest with him and share with him about her past sexual trauma. And Huda told her, practice on me, tell me what you're going to tell him and all of that stuff. And she did. And you guys, that was the same day that she went and pulled Pepe for a chat to say that he was interested in talking to her. What is wrong with this woman? I'm not, I know the producers are all like, be kind, be kind. Great. I mean, I don't even feel like I'm being mean. Huda just rubs me the wrong way. And it's just, her movement is sus. And it's not somebody that, it's just bad vibes. Why would you do that? And then Hannah says that the way that she pulled him up, that she was actually like on Pepe's lap, they were eating pancakes, and she just called him out and was like, oh, I wanted to, talk to you and have a chat with you. And it's reminiscent. I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's how she went to Shelly on, the recoupling episode and is like, so how you feeling about Chris? Not even mentioning like, I'm interested in him until afterwards to test the temperature to see how she's going to move. But it's just, but even then though, what is this thing? I do feel that I know everyone's been saying like there's no producer intervention, but you have to be kidding me if you don't think there's producer intervention on a reality show. I think the producers have intervened. They wanted to keep Huda. I don't know. It better be for movie night, but they want to keep her, and they're doing this rehab thing that's going on. And I feel like they've maybe told her to stop talking about her kid because I don't understand how it was such a thing that she was a mommy, a mamacita. And now it's not a thing. I think she was talking to JD and he was like, "Oh, how does that affect you dating?" And she said, "Oh no, it doesn't even really affect anything." So now I know some may argue that she was saying it like she really needs to trust them before she knows them, but no, it meant something. That's why you were hiding it from people, even the people that you were not dating. So I don't know how all of a sudden it's not a thing. And if you notice, they don't really show her that much. I think they're giving her time, and even her confessionals, the switch up when she's like, I want another chance. I want to put my best foot forward, and I'm just like, I don't know, but it's far gone for me. Everything she does is annoying. So even if she does good things, like she always has all these side comments during the challenges or when something happens, and it's like, ugh, please. I'm not a fan, and I know people are fans. Everyone has a right, but I'm just sharing that I am not a fan. Anyways, when they get Nick and Alandria back together, they decide they're going to go back into the house. And they come back into the house, and the hug that Taylor and Ace give him is more than Taylor has ever given Alandria. But I don't know. All of a sudden, Nick starts declaring feelings and saying that he's always been attracted to her. I mean, yeah, that's true. When they had that secret kiss, which they still don't know what happened, he went up to her and he kissed her. So the fact that Taylor doesn't even give a fuck that Nick is going after Taylor is yet another thing. Like, your man should care that, his friend or whatever is going after that. So there's that. But, they go up to Soul Ties is crazy. And they have like this passionate kiss and all of that. And, he's like, I want you to know the serious me. I don't want you to call me Nikki Poo. Like, I want you to know Nick and all of the niceties and all that's great and stuff. And that happened. They calmed down. It was cute because she was like, "Oh, how's my lip combo? My lip combo is messed up." And then he's like, "How's mine?" That was funny. They come down and just dapping Taylor after kissing, quote unquote, his girl and joking. Like, it's just interesting. The whole time, everyone's like celebrating, hooping and hollering, and like, "Oh, yay, Nicolandra is happening." I'm thinking about my girl Sierra because that girl is stuck on Nick. And this is what they should do. They should explore and all that. I think Sierra handles things well. She's not going to fly off the handle, but it'll be interesting to see how she reacts to that. And I'm actually quite surprised that Olandria went ahead with that because she does say herself that she's a slow burn, which is another thing. If you are a longtime listener of mine, you know my thing. I don't think that if you're a slow burn, don't come on any dating show. That's just my opinion. We don't have time. We need things rolling. We need you to be a lover girl. We need you to fall fast. Not like Huda, just like within reason. But if you're a slow burn, we don't have time for that. So if it took her that long, and that's the thing, I've always believed that sometimes when you meet people, all these rules that we set for ourselves, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that after a first date, nobody's putting these rules except you. But sometimes when you meet people, there are like, and there's that spark or that chemistry, there is a force that is bigger than you. This is why some of us, oh, maybe I should talk about myself, make bad decisions because sometimes because that force is greater than you can help yourself. So I never really understand, especially like, married at first sight or dating shows where you're like, oh, I like this person so much, but we're just taking it slow. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, don't get me wrong, but you understand what I'm saying. Like with Taylor and Olandria, it's not happening and it's not a slow burn. It's because he's not into you. And I think she's adjusting herself to meet his pace. Because if she was a slow burn and all that, she would have told Nick, no, Sarah's my friend. Like, I'd rather not. And let's get to know each other because he gave that whole speech like he wanted her, to know him and his serious side. So, poor girl. Have I talked about Coco? Coco is stunning. Like, I'm so mad that Coco came in Casa Amor. I think Coco should have been a bombshell. And, It's just, I don't know, she's stunning. But she's with Ace. I mean, did anyone not know that Ace is gonna go back to Shelly? Like, I just, this man is smart. I keep seeing things saying that he should have been on Big Brother. True, and he would probably, go further. I don't know if the Peacock people are making the leap to the challenge, but I don't know if he'll fit in there. But the thing about Ace is, I don't know. He's playing a game. I don't know if he's even interested in the love part. I think he's just here for a good time because I just remember the challenge. Even that, he was just more of the hype man. I mean, so was Shelly, but it didn't seem like he was just into it. So I don't know. But I will say, Ace has like the best smile. Like, I just love his smile. I know everyone seems to think he's a mastermind and all that. Is he? Kinda. Yeah, he's the ringleader of the guys. But I think they're kind of putting him in that position. So what is he going to do? Anything he says, they listen to him. He just kind of has that quality. Either that, and then they're just laid back guys too. Taylor seems like a follower, so what are you gonna do? Um, Pepe seems so down to me. It feels like the air has been taken out of him. I am still hopefully hopeful about the fact that he and Hannah could reconnect outside of the house. Um, I don't know, but that's just my hope because what is this rumor I'm hearing that Charlie is with Sally? Is that true? Does anybody have any deets or any tea on that? Let me know because I'm like, interesting, very interesting. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know. Pepe is hanging out with Grayson, who is kind of like a lookalike for Hannah, but I don't know. I don't know if he's just going along to go along because what is he going to do? I feel like the poor man didn't even get a chance to catch his breath on losing Hannah because right after that happened, Casa Amor happened and then you're forced to do that. So kind of tough. I think the thing with for me with the way Casa Amor was done was like it's supposed to be fun and this was so stressful. For me as a viewer, for them participating, you don't get to hang loose because we're supposed to be testing connections, but we're not because we're still kind of recoupled. And then you have to deal with the fact that someone gets sent home. And then for someone like Shelly, you're thinking about, oh, well, all of them felt that way, but to me, Shelly's closest to Alondria. And Shelly is thinking about her friend that just left, and it just puts a cast over the mood and everyone's just like trying to figure that out and it's just too much like it's just supposed to be fun and there was just too much going on, so I think that's something maybe they need to tweak for the future. All right, Zach is with Amaya. I'm happy for Amaya that she gets to find someone that she connects with. I just need Zach to take a breath when he speaks. Like he is speaking so fast. I hear that he is Miguel's friend from last season. And for those who don't know, Zach was on Big Brother in the UK. Rumors are, well, word on the street is that he was pretty boring. So I always feel like he's talking so fast because he's trying to beat the allegations that he was boring. But it's just, he's so frantic. He makes me nervous when he starts talking. And I'm like, take a deep breath, relax. But, Maya seems to like him. Um, what else was there? Huda pulls Chris for a conversation. Did not tell Shelly, of course, because why would she? And I'm not mad at that. I mean, I guess that's what I'm saying that they need to do in Casa Amor. But you can't have standards and not be consistent with it. We all know how Huda would act if that was her. So if you wanted a conversation, why don't you do what you would do or how you would want to be treated? So, she goes in there and I'm just like, I mean, I guess Chris is feeling her too. Chris is attracted to her, but I'm like, Chris, did you not watch the footage? Like, we just saw how she shut it down with, was it JD? And just like, yeah, and she just walked away. Like, Huda is just drama. And I don't think she knows that she's the drama and doesn't realize that she thrives in drama. So, I don't know. I hope people are kind to her because when she comes out, but honestly, I think she's going to be okay because you guys, this is how I felt about Leah. Everyone loved Leah so much, and I don't know, I didn't. the whole PPG thing, I just, you guys, she went out with Connor and then she told her like she told Janae she was acting up. I just feel like aesthetic wise, marketing wise, it was gonna work out for them to be PPG, and then they ended up being PPG. But I don't get the hype, guys. I don't. So, but anyways, but I think Huda will be fine. But I hope she does use this opportunity when she gets out the house to be introspective about everything that she's done. But also, we only see how many minutes of these people's lives. So I'm speaking about the minutes. This minutes has given me some insight into Huda. Yeah, Jeremiah did an interview too, and he just said like every single time, like Huda was still trying to get back with him. I'm sure this man gets to breathe right now, but he's part of the problem. If he hadn't been so attached, he might have had a chance. But well, that's part of why he's out now. Okay. Um. Yeah. So all that to say, like whatever Chris sees, like if he's okay with that, and he just wants a little excitement in his life, good for him. Good on Clark for pulling Alondra for a conversation. We find out later Alondra was like she was not going to pull her for a conversation. Understood. Why would she? For what reason? So good on Clark for having the conversation, for being respectful, and just being like, I'm not going to back out from him just because he's, exploring both of us, our connection. So yeah, so good for her. I will say this. I'm not backing Taylor because I feel like Taylor is just a coward. Like he keeps saying he's torn. He's not torn. He knew what he was going to do. But I'm not backing him up. But the whole point of Casa Amor is to test the connections. And part of testing the connections is doing that away from your villa connection. And Taylor doesn't get the benefit of doing that. He's doing that with his other connection present. And that's different. That has to be, a cast for him, and just like it's not the full experience, if you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know why they chose to do that. Why not just keep Nick and Alondra somewhere else, let them explore their connection? But I don't know. I don't think they thought this through. I just don't think that it was unfair. Maybe it was fair. Maybe it was for the drama, but the whole point again is to do that without eyes on you, and it just felt like their eyes on her, and it's uncomfortable for Clark, who is already coming into a new environment, exploring a new connection with somebody else who already had a connection, and then now she has to be present too, and they all have to share there. But on the flip side, I also feel like Taylor also will be uncomfortable. She doesn't know this girl. She already has her guard up, and from what we see, she wasn't even trying to talk to them. So I don't know, they need to tweak that a little bit, because Nick at least is with his boys. Olandra is not with her girls, and I can understand that. Like, she hasn't warmed up to them, so you don't know anything about them. What do you do? So yeah. I don't know why Taylor feels strongly. Sorry, I don't know why Olandria feels strongly about Taylor. She keeps saying we have a strong connection. That's my man. She kept saying my man, and I know it's on purpose that she keeps saying Tay Tay and Tay and this. And I don't know what we are missing. She was so tunnel vision and is so sure that their connection is so strong, and they're only being physical because it's been 3 days. No, honey. It's because again, that man don't like you. And I feel so bad for Taylor, because if Alondra's still around, movie night, they're gonna have to play him saying that he's not attracted to her. And movie night is around the corner, because it's usually after Casa Amor. So I fully expect that to happen next week. So everybody get your popcorn out, Huda. I'm looking at you. So we'll see how that goes. Nick. I like Nick. I liked Nick. But Nick is the kind of person that moves through the world doing whatever he likes because he gets away with shit because of his charm. So even when he does something wrong, somebody else might do the same thing, and you're like, "Oh, why'd you do that?" But when Nick does it, you're like, Nick, like, he didn't mean it. He didn't do that because I don't know. He was so gung ho about Jaden. Then he said he was so gung ho about Olandria. Oh yeah, and then Olandria and Nick have a conversation, and Nick is like, he's not feeling it, but you just said yesterday that you wanted her to know the real you. But he claims that he was thinking about Taylor. I don't know. I don't believe it. So I don't know what's true or what's not, but excuse me, I'm so sorry. But I don't know what's true or not. But he should. And that's the thing. My problem with Nick, I don't know what is a joke or what is serious to him. Like even when things like when people bring tea for Sierra and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting the tea," and he takes it away. Is it because you actually care, or is it because are you just one of those la di da people? Like nothing is ever that serious. I don't know where he stands with that. So I don't know if he really had feelings. I don't think he did, but he gave Olandria an out. Maybe he felt that Olandria wasn't feeling it because Olandria is like, yeah, same. I was just thinking about, Taylor, thinking about Sierra. So it's nothing. They're just going to be friends and that's it. So that is the end of Nicolandria. I'm over here going like, whoop, whoop. Sorry to you guys that are Olandria fans. I apologize that you got 24 hours of fan fiction on your end. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a part where Alondra was cold and Nick took off his shirt and gave it to her to be warm. And this man that claims that he's still exploring connections finds out that she's cold, does nothing, and doesn't do anything. And they start talking about handshakes. And she's like, "Oh, I don't have a handshake with anyone." And he's just like, "Yeah, maybe they don't like you." We talk about this a lot. Sometimes people are dating their ops and they don't realize it. Taylor has given signs, many signs, and I'ma just need Alandra to open her eyes and realize that someone who likes you is not even gonna make a joke. And then he stuck his tongue out at her. This is the same way, like the way he kisses her like he's popping a bubble or popping a balloon or something, like she's a kid. So the same way he's like, "Oh, maybe they just don't like you," and then he stuck his tongue at her. There's no romance there. There's nothing romantic. There are no romantic feelings. You are straight in the platonic zone, and I don't know what we have to do to get Alondra to see that. And it might take movie night. It might take movie night. All right. Um, Ariana comes in. It's time for the recoupling. And can I just say that Ariana has been a hit all season? She has not had a miss on her looks. She looked fantastic. So they come in, everyone walks in with their couple, and then they find out that Nick is the one who went home, and Sierra is sobbing. And I'm like, again, we need to tweak this. Why are they making her go through these emotions? And okay, so say let's assume that she was gonna pick Elon, and then she finds out that Nick left, and then she finds out that he's here and he's coming. And just that rush of emotion of like, oh my God, I didn't lose Nick. And then that changes her mind and she's like, oh my God, I have to pick Nick. I just again, it's manipulative. And I know it's ironic to say that for a reality show. I don't like it. I don't like the situation. I think don't give them that added stress of thinking about who could be the person that has been kicked out on the other hand. So that goes hand in hand in the umbrella of what I'm saying, where Casa Amor needs to be tweaked when they do all that. It should not be this stressful. We should not have that much tears. Like, girl, her makeup was completely like streaking, and we don't need all that. Amaya is just sobbing. Yes, I know she's a crier, but she needs to get a grip. Like, it's not that serious. Anyways, Nick comes in, and as soon as Nick comes in, Sierra flies into his arms, and I guess we already know what that is going to be and what her answer was going to be. And Elon was like, I had no shot. Poor guy. Poor guy. He tried his best. So we have the final couples. They recouple, and it's such a complicated thing. I always say that I don't like my TV to feel like homework. I mean, it's not that hard. I'm just being dramatic. But instead of the usual, people just sit down, someone walks in, and then, okay, you're recoupled, and that's it. This time, we have to have someone come in the middle of the circle, write down who it is that you want. If you chose them, then you come, step into the circle. Even though you stepped into the circle, you still have to open your board and you still have to show them that that's the person that you wrote. Why do we need that step? And then you have to see if it's a match. And then if you're not a match, then you have to go sit on the bench. But if you're a match, then you become a couple. And I'm like, why? Why are we doing all of this? But anyways, we have Austin and Jaden. And wow, this girl really likes Austin. Let's see how long this lasts. I feel like they'll also be the first. I think like the first. Okay, let me go through the couples first. I'm skipping around again. The next couple that we have is Amaya and Zach. I gotta say that I'm surprised that she chose Zach. I just thought she would have chosen JD. JD like validated her and just was nice to her, and I thought they had like a connection. But I don't know. There's something about Zach that she really likes, and so they're a couple right now. Then we have Gracine and Pepe. And then we have Andrina and Brian. I got to tell you guys, those are my number one couple. They're just so gorgeous to look at. And I just like their chemistry. And I hope that they keep going and thrive. And then we have Iris and TJ. I call TJ Little CT, but I don't know what these two are doing here. TJ looks like he's smelling something bad, and I don't know why this man is still here. But apparently, they like each other and they missed each other. Vanna did not stand a chance. And then we have Ace and Shelly. Again, all the rules. When he was with Amaya, I don't do PDA. I go slow. I go this. Honestly, the more I talk about this, the more I'm beginning to think, do I really believe that Ace and Shelly knew each other? Because now I'm like, maybe he didn't want to do PDA so he didn't disrespect her and Shelly wouldn't be mad. But nah, let me stick to my original. I don't think they were together. Or they no, I can't do that because that's gonna dilute how I see the show. But anyways, Ace and Shelly are together. He couldn't stop thinking about her, and neither could she. And she stepped up. She and Coco stepped up for Ace, and he chose Shelly. Huda and Chris match, and the looks Ace was giving, and also Shelly actually. So I'm curious to explore how this goes further. Like, but I know Ace for sure because she was saying what were her reasons for why she chose Chris. Oh, that he didn't get a chance to explore all around. He was just with one person, so why not? I had to see how it goes, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. It's so crazy how Huda is so unaware. Like she really feels like Ace is her ace, no pun intended, but Ace can't stand her. We have Sierra and Nick. And they asked Nick why he chose Sierra. And honestly, the reason is because no one else picked you. Because again, you were so gung ho about Jaden, you were so gung ho about Alondria, and then now all of a sudden you knew like, oh shit, I could go home. I might as well stick with what I got till the very end. And now he's with Sierra. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I really like Sierra, but let's see what Nick does. I don't know. And then we have Taylor. Taylor was last. We knew Taylor was going to be last because he's the one who has the big cliffhanger of who's he going to choose, who's he going to pick. For a minute there, I did think he was going to pick Olandria. I thought he was going to do what, if you're watching the UK version, if you're behind, I don't know how far back it is. Well, I'm not going to give a spoiler, but where one of them was connecting with someone so hard and at the last minute went to the original couple, because these guys do that sometimes because they're playing it safe and they're playing a game. So I wasn't sure what Taylor was going to do, but I'm not going to lie, I wanted him to pick Clark. Like that's who he's happier with. Like we love Alandria, she's great, but I don't think her man is in the villa. She should have just made it work with Jalen, but she's so tunnel visioned with Taylor that she can't see anybody else. Taylor, by the way, is wearing what looks like the same outfit that Cordell wore on the premiere of season 6, except Taylor's is white and Cordell's was green, and Cordell's had a belt. Not quite the same, but kind of similar. Um, she keeps saying that she is putting so much work and so much effort, so it's hard. She's not going to give up on that. And there's just something so unhealthy about that. There's a lot I hope Olandria takes out of this. We've seen her be stoic. Even when she was voted out, all the girls were like wailing on the floor, rolling, oh my God. And she did not even, shed a tear. And she said she's had to be strong, the oldest of how many kids and just being there for others. And she said, I want love so bad. And it's just a little glimpse into how she operates. And there's a lot of that I hope she unlearns a little. And just wanting to know that just because you put in so much work doesn't mean like it must work out, because then you're trying to fit a fit, how do they say it? fit a peg into a round hole. Well, you guys know what I'm trying to say. That. But not The Boy Is Mine, a cover of The Boy Is Mine playing in the background as this was happening. Perfect song choice. As a sidebar, I am a huge Brandy fan, and I've been waiting for her to go on tour. And finally, she's going on tour with Monica and Kelly Rowland. So if you're a fan too, go get your tickets. I'm excited about that. Okay, so when Taylor picks Clark, I don't like how the girls react. I get it that we have a number of emotional people on this season, but the man picked who he connects with. Yes, he has not been brave enough to be honest, but I think he was doing what he had to do to stay in the house, because even though he didn't have that connection with Alondra, she was the closest. There was no one else. You see it in the challenges. No one picks Taylor whenever there's anything happening on there. So he went with his heart. He picked who he connected with. So the whole Amaya just like, how could you, Amaya? And then Huda. You can always count on Huda to have the side comments and say all of the things. It's not Friend Island, guys. It's Love Island, and he had a better connection with Clark. And I hope they're not going to be mean to Clark. So I don't know how this is going to go, but yeah, that happened. So they have that, and then they decide that they are going to save one boy and save one girl. And yet again, they are making the fellow islanders. It's just so annoying. Do we even have a say? We had one say. We voted for top boy and top girl, favorite boy, favorite girl, and even that they kind of messed it up because we should have just gone in order of who got the lowest votes and all that. But now they're making them vote for what it is. So they make the villa vote to save a girl and Casa Amor vote to save a boy. I think they kind of did that because to give a chance, because if Casa Amor was voting, of course they're going to save Alondra, but they're deliberating and Nick is like, I'm so sorry, not trying to be rude, but you've only to Clark, you've only known each other for 3 days. But what if he changes his mind? And yeah, he's sticking his neck out for Alondria, but excuse me, why is Nick speaking on behalf of Taylor? Did Taylor tell you he's gonna change his mind? Did Taylor tell you that he's not happy? Like what? That was so annoying to me. Like I get it that Ace and Nick or whoever are the leaders of the house, but it gets to a point where, and this is where I blame Taylor. You speak up. I just feel like if Taylor had much more of a backbone, then maybe we could hear more of his side, and maybe he would have been braver and just been honest from jump. So, anyways, that rubbed me the wrong way, and he was like, "Oh, he's gonna move for Landria." Um, Ace did not seem like he wanted to vote for Coco. He felt like Coco should have a chance to do that. Nick does have a point. He asked, "Did Coco pull anyone for a chat? Did Coco pull anyone for a chat?" But again, no one else did. Did Ace pull anyone for else for a chat? So what are we doing? The hypocrisy, What are we doing? So Taylor is just kind of low key, just like, get her out of here. Like, she gave me daggers after I chose Clark. I don't want that. And Clark is all like, come back to me. I don't even want to vote. But obviously, why would she want a Landria there? Let me enjoy my new man without somebody else breathing down my throat. And, this is tough. This is very tough. But um, at the end of the day, for the other side, for the Casa Amor, sorry guys, for Casa Amor that was trying to choose which boy to save. Again, I'm surprised. Amaya wants nothing to do with JD. She didn't even say save JD or anything. She's like, yeah, Elon, that he talked to everybody, he gave everyone, a chance. And I don't know. They decide and then they say what it is that they have decided on, and Elon got saved. He gets emotional and says that he loves this guys. They made a connection. I mean, if they made a friendship connection in 3 days, I don't know why it's so hard to believe that a romantic connection could happen in 3 days. But he's sad that him staying means one of his guys have to go. And when they were about to save the girls, Olandria got saved. I mean, that's not surprising. But I just, you know, I love Alondra. That's the thing. I think she's a doll. I think she's like the hottest thing ever, but her man is not in the villa. I could eat my words. Taylor could wake up one day, Ace could give him a pep talk, and Taylor would wake up and say, you know what we had, I just feel like it's not over, and all of that stuff. But why would you want to be with someone who from jump, if he was, why would she say someone that he said, I'm not attracted to? If he was attracted to her, why would those words even come out of his mouth? Why wouldn't he even just say, I don't feel the chemistry yet, or, something is missing, but I don't know what it is. But he flat out said, I am not attracted to her. Why would we even want that for her? Like, we don't even want her to have struggle love, I don't want her to have, like, breadcrumbing. Like, earlier in the season, we saw her kind of begging him for something. And it's like, oh, I made pancakes today. Okay, let's take a picture of the photo booth. Maybe this would keep her quiet for a few days. Why would we even want that for her? So I'm not on the Taylor ship anymore. They were my choice when the season first started, but her man is not there. And I just don't see Olandria trying to get to know anybody else. So unless they send a bombshell, and even then, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. So in some way, I'm like, maybe they should have just let her go, because also, isn't it painful to just be in the house and watch the person that you liked be with somebody else and someone new and feel like I was not enough, even though that is absolutely not the truth, but feel like, oh, I wasn't enough for him. What they had in 3 days, I couldn't get that in 4 weeks. I don't know. It's just complicated. But yeah, those are the couples that we have. We still have way too many people. So I expect that we're going to have a red wedding in the villa. And the couples that I suspect will be in the bottom, if they ever let us vote, because it seems like they're just letting the islanders do the voting. But I think the bottom people will be Austin and Jaden, Iris and TJ, and hmm, it'll be between Amaya and Zach. No, Amaya's loved. So maybe Grayson and Pepe. I think that might be it. That might be the bottom. But yeah, Iris and TJ probably leaving. If they're doing it as a couple, Iris and TJ leaving Austin and Jaden. And I wonder if we're still getting any more bombshells. I think we are, because whenever we have the final bombshell, they tell us like this is the final person that is coming into the house. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. But honestly, get TJ out of here. I would love for Huda to go out, but I've accepted that she's not going anywhere. So let me just make my peace with it and see, what happens. So okay, that is the recoupling. Those are my thoughts. If I forgot anything, I would love to hear your thoughts. I would love to hear what you think. Nicolandra fans, please don't come for me. Just my thoughts, just my opinion. It's just a TV show. But let me know. Hit me up in the DMs or hit me up on the community chat, and I would love to talk this out with you guys. So until next time, bye guys.